Hello there everyone, it's King Sloth. I said before I left, if I get asked the same question over and over again about the British Army, I'll make a video. And that's what it is today. And people are messaging me, oh, okay, what was actually the hardest bit of phase one training? What made it the most difficult? What do you think it's going to be? Is it going to be the fitness? Is it going to be the learning? Is it going to be this and that? So I thought, you know what? I've answered the question. I think I've answered it like 8 or 9 times this week. And it's Wednesday. Wednesday morning at the time of filming this. So in 2 days, I've had like 8 messages that all the same question. So unfortunately, I'll make the video on it. The hardest things for phase one are completely dependent on the person. If I'm unbelievably fit, I wouldn't be the sort of person to be like, oh no, the fitness is hard. In reality, because I'm that fit, you wouldn't say that. It makes no sense. So I'm going to give you like the generic, I guess, what makes it so difficult and the different bits that are actually hard during phase one training. The first thing I'm guessing that people won't realise how hard it is actually how long the days actually are. And most people won't have ever done that sort of thing. So sort of like you were up at, say, 5:30, breakfast at 6, and then you're up all day till around 8 p.m. That's not like including you doing your kit on the evening. That is you working constantly, lessons, fizz, lessons. 8 o'clock, you get back to your room thinking, oh, I am absolutely hanging out. Let's just go to bed. And then you look at your kit and you're like, I'm getting inspected in the morning. I guess I should spend like an hour doing my kit. And literally, most people don't understand how tired you actually get during the first couple of weeks. You will have to learn to adapt to that pretty quickly, and you will. Believe me, you will. You will adapt to the lack of sleep. You just get used to it, especially the people around you. So, like on one day, I remember literally my alarm went off, pressed snooze, and I was there, got back into bed. I remember the lad next to me was like, "Mate, come on, get up. We've got things to do." I'm like, "Oh, okay, I'll get up. But you do get used to the lack of sleep. That's one of the hard things in phase one, just getting used to that. Second thing that's hard, and you don't really realise it, is the actual time you can spend communicating. That's not obviously communicating between each other, that's communicating with people back home. A lot of places now are like not letting you have your phone during the day. So pretty much you'll have like a message at like 5:30 in the morning, and you'll have a message from 8 o'clock in the evening till about 10, and then you're in bed. Some people back home will find that a struggle if they spoke to you constantly throughout the, like, always. So like me with my now wife, we spoke all day, every day, constantly. I went to phase one and I could barely speak to her, hear from her until the evening. And of course, then you go on exercise and you don't speak to them again. So a lot of the time you don't speak to anyone apart from people around you. So I guess that's a double-edged sword, really. You don't speak to people back home, but also that forces you to make friends with the people around you, with the person in the bed next to you, with the people in the section next to you. You build them bonds, and that helps you. People don't realise this, but making friends is like a necessity in phase one training. Like myself, I struggled in the field quite a bit. I just couldn't get to the grips with certain things. But the people in my section, some of them were really good. So I was like, mate, can you help me out here? Come over here, look, show me how to do different things. Even like when it comes to like making my webbing correctly, I just couldn't do it. In my head, I was like, I've done it fucking right, but it's all falling apart. They're like, oh, I'll do it like this, click, done. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. So yeah, first thing, lack of sleep. Second, I guess, the communication between your family and friends back home. And I'm only going to do one more thing. The third thing, sorry about that, Third thing is, I guess, just the amount of actual learning that you do is hard. If you've never done it, so like the people who've done like cadets, they will know quite a lot of it. Just don't go and say, oh, I was a fucking cadet for years, me. Don't do that, you'll get fucking thrashed. Don't do it. Just go there and be quietly confident in what you've done. But yeah, it is hard. You're learning constantly. I'd never used a rifle before that. I'd never got out a poncho. I'd never packed a Birkin before. I'd never learnt about your fucking chemical, biological, radiological, or nuclear. I'd never learnt anything like that. When in my civil life I'm going to have to learn about like what to do in a nuclear attack. It's mad. But all that information needs to get stored, and you do get tested on it. So you're doing so many different things each day, and your mind just has to remember it. So there's a lot of, you have short term and long term. So the short term to remember it just to get through the fucking day, and then the long term to be able to get to the test and be like, okay, this. You need to be able to remember a lot of information, which is difficult. Obviously, I'm not going to mention the fizz because some people go there really fucking fit, other people don't, and they do struggle, and they'll say, oh, it's the hardest thing, to get used to the fizz. But I always said this in every single video I've made about fitness. You go there, they'll start you off at the basics: how to do a press up, how to do a sit up, how to run correctly. They will go through everything and build you up. And by the way, if you can't pass your fitness test by the end of that phase 1, there's something you're struggling. I don't know why you wouldn't be able to. I shaved like 2.5 minutes off my run time in phase 1. I hate running. That's a fact. I hate running. Struggle. Don't like it. Me with tabbing, fucking love that. And when it comes to like when I was in the army, AFTs, like your 8-mile tab, no problem. I'll do that. Jump on that. No trainer whatsoever for me needed because I've got long legs. Just jumped on. No fuss. Whereas when it comes to run, I'd dread like a 1.5 mile run, but I would love doing an 8-mile tab. It made no sense. But yeah, you will get used to it. All these things I've mentioned, but like, you will adapt. Your mind will adapt, your body will adapt, everything. You'll just get used to it. But yeah, once again, if you do have any more questions, do not hesitate to message. I will still answer them. Even though I'm not in the army anymore, I will still answer as many British Army questions as I can physically get asked. But it has been King Sloth. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you all soon.